Hello and welcome to the annual State of the Server address. The server? Ooh, we gotta start over. Hello and welcome to the annual State of the Channel address. I don't do these every year. Well, that's not true. I think at this point I might have done these every year. But this is a video that I throw together to sort of talk about either changes that have happened to the channels over the past couple of weeks or changes that are going to happen to the channel within the next couple of weeks. And I think this is a little bit of both. I'm going to be talking about Rob Plays That Game. I'm going to be talking about Rob Plays Those Games, Rob Plays That Stream, which you might not have even heard about, Hitbox, the Minecraft server, all that stuff is going to get addressed today. And so I hope you check out this video because I'm sure there's something that you might be interested in. I have all of these different things. I just listed a bunch of different things. Rob Plays That Game, Rob Plays Those Games, Rob Plays That Stream, Hitbox and Twitter and Instagram and all this stuff. And there's so much to track and there's so many things and links to remember. I have decided that I'm going to follow the old adage, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm the stupid in this case. I've decided that we're going to go with one channel. One channel fits all sort of situation, at least as far as YouTube goes. I originally split Rob Plays That Game up into Rob Plays Those Games because I was afraid that Disney fans were being driven away by video game stuff and video game fans were being driven away from Disney stuff. And the truth of the matter is, when you look at the analytics and the numbers, that's not really true. And it causes a lot of extra work because then you have to manage two channels. So you know what? We're bringing the band back together, or the family back together. It's going to be a family reunion. I don't know what the metaphor is here. The point is, everything's going back on Rob Plays That Game. It is going back to being a mixed channel of gaming content and Disney content. Everything's going to live here. So the short of it is, it's going to continue right now to be 3 videos a week, and it's going to be a mixed bag of Disney and video game stuff, and then just general real life stuff. Stuff like that loot crate unboxing video I made, which that isn't really a gaming video or a Disney video. It's all going to live here going forward. Maybe we jump up that number from 3 to 4 to 5 a week, but for now we're going to stick with 3 just because I want to focus on quality over quantity. And the important thing is, you're going to be getting Disney content every week, and you're going to be getting video game content every week. It's not going to be sort of a surge of one and then a surge of another. Every Monday, you're going to be getting a Disney video. Who knows what it'll be? It could be revisiting Disney. It could be a Q&A. That's going to be up in the air, but it's going to be something Disney related. Every Wednesday is going to be something Hitbox related, and I'm going to get into that in a second. And then every Friday is going to be something either video game related or just general life of vlogging and video stuff related. That's a very long category. It probably won't be called that. Some of you might have known the podcast series that I did with Kelso over at Hitbox called Criminals in Cars Stealing Coffee. If you don't, it was a 15-minute podcast that I would live stream with Kelso every 2 weeks or so, where we talked about everything, video games, movies. It was just a general geeky, nerdy podcast, and it was set in the game of Grand Theft Auto. You might also know that I haven't made one of those in a while, and that's not because we wanted to stop. It's because we wanted to actually give it a whole new face and give it a whole new home, and that's what we're doing. And we're going to be kicking it off pretty soon with the series that we're now calling Kelso and Rob Unboxed. And it is, as the old series was, a short 10 to 15 minute podcast every other week where we talk about anything from video games to YouTube to live streaming to Disney to even, movies and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. And then alternating between that, I'm going to have a series that I'm starting called Hitbox Highlights. And the idea is, I've been streaming a lot more recently on Hitbox, and people have wanted to watch those streams if they can't make it. And so what I'm going to do is every 2 weeks, I'm going to gather all of the highlights from those 2 weeks of streaming. I'm going to put it together into a video, and that's what's going to be Hitbox Highlights. So you could catch up on stuff you missed, you could check out what we do over on Hitbox, and then hopefully you could join me live for some live streams. Okay, so we've addressed all of that, right? We're going to have a mixed bag of content on Rob Plays That Game going forward. What does this mean about the content rating, right? Because some video games are not family friendly, and I made this promise about family friendliness with the channel. And here's the thing. Disney content is never going to be mature because it's Disney, right? Like, Disney is always going to be family friendly. I'm family friendly when I talk about Disney, so there's no reason to start changing that up now. So you can always be safe in knowing that Disney content is going to be family friendly. The video game stuff, that's a mixed bag, right? Fallout can be a little gory. Sometimes you play Disney Infinity and that's great, although that's Disney content. Sometimes you play Minecraft and that's great. So there's going to be a mixed bag there, and I do want to create a system so that if you are sensitive to a certain type of content, that you'd be able to filter it out so you don't have to watch it, and that is going to be through the thumbnails. It's actually a system I used over on Rob Plays Those Games for a while, and I think it worked pretty well, and so I'm going to carry it over. So the way it works is simple. If you see this thumbnail, it means it's Disney content because of the Mickey ears, see, and it's blue. If you see this thumbnail, it's video game content because of the controller, but you notice it's green. Green means it's family friendly. That means you don't have to worry about gore, you don't have to worry about vulgarity, you don't have to worry about like any sort of like scantily clad characters or anything like that. But if you see this thumbnail when it's red, that means some of that's in there. So you might want to be careful. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be live streaming a lot more, so I just wanted to take a moment to plug my Hitbox. It's hitbox.tv/RobPlaysThatGame. I play lots of video games, although recently and coming up for the next couple of weeks, it'll probably be Fallout. And it's a great time. We hang out, we talk and chat, we play video games. It's going to be great. I'm going to be more active there. I'm going to be getting all of these sort of perks that comes with being a Hitbox. I'm going to be working on all of the perks that comes with being a Hitbox. I'm going to work on all of the perks that come along with being a Hitbox subscriber, like the emotes and things like that. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to try and stream like 2 to 3 times a week, maybe more. With Fallout, that probably isn't going to be much of a problem. And then lastly, I wanted to talk really quickly about the Rob Plays That Game Minecraft server, because some of you who are regulars on the server might notice some changes are afoot, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Okay, so to be brief and brutally honest about it, I'm sort of done with Minecraft for a while. I played it, I loved it, I played it for like 5 years, going on 6 years or something like that. That's a lot of years to play a video game, and I got kind of worn out by it, and I don't really feel like playing it anymore. And I feel like it's important with stuff like that to take a break so you don't start hating it rather than force yourself to do it. So I've sort of stepped away from Minecraft as a whole. That said, we have this great Minecraft server with this great community. And my first thought was like, okay, I guess it makes sense to shut that down, but I don't want to shut that down because there's a great community there. And just because I'm not into Minecraft anymore doesn't mean that everybody else shouldn't have a place to get together and build and have fun and be a community. But on the other hand, being the owner of a Minecraft server and not playing Minecraft anymore is pretty bad news for a server. So I felt like something had to be done, and something was done. And as of now, or actually as of about a week ago, something was put into motion. And what that thing is that the moderators there, who are currently Sora, Lib, and Noah the Guy, have now been promoted to admins, which means they can do everything I can do when it comes to setting up the server, altering the server, things like that. The server is going to continue running. It's going to be sort of run by the 3 of them as a group. The good news here is you're going to see a lot of updates to the server. You're going to see a more responsive server. You know, it used to be that they would report to me things that are wrong or things that people wanted to see on the server, and it would basically depend on me getting around to it for those changes to happen. Now they don't have to wait for me. Now they can just go ahead and do it. There is a really great community there, and now you have a great team of admins who are able to keep it updated and keep it running the way that a good Minecraft server should be. And with all of that change comes a new address for the server. So starting now, you can join the server by connecting to robplays.mcpro.co. You could also find that in the description below. And then lastly, I just wanted to plug all of the social networking stuff that I do. I've got a Twitter, so @RobPlays is my Twitter account, and I have an Instagram, which is RobPlaysThatGame, and I usually Instagram about video games and Disney and just life in general. So there you have it. A lot of changes coming. A lot of changes I'm really excited for. I think part of keeping it at 3 videos a week to start is because it'll give me a lot more time, especially now that I don't have to manage multiple channels, to focus on the quality of the content, which is very important. You know, I haven't been able to do Did You Know Disney in a while, but I feel like with changes like this, it'll allow me to do more of that. It'll allow me to focus more on the podcast with Kelso. It'll allow me to focus more on streaming because now that'll become part of the, videos that go out on the channel. Anyway, I hope you enjoy these changes. I know I can't please everyone. Some of you are going to love these changes. Some of you are going to hate them. And I'm sure plenty of you are going to be somewhere in between. The best thing I could do is make changes that I think are good for the channel and hope other people agree with me. Have a great week, whatever you're doing, make the most of it. These new changes, by the way, take effect right now. They take effect right now, starting Monday. Monday's video is going to be part of this new setup. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing, make the most of it because it makes it that much better. And I hope to see you next time for the next State of the Channel update, the annual State of the Channel update. See you next year? Maybe?